Okay, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got some information we're going to be talking about. We're going to be playing our little relaxing music in the background because that's what we do. So y'all just going to have to get past it, get over it, get around it, and do whatever it is you need to do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. Oh, this was something I was looking up yesterday. That was something I was looking up yesterday. So we gonna let that pull up because I need to transfer some files to people. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, we did a video the other day, and so let me go ahead and pull up that video because that video is important. We put it up there. We called it Exiting the Matrix System. We labeled it as number 3. Okay, I think I may have deleted it from this path right here. It was blank. There was nothing on it, nothing to it, nothing. So what I got to do is I got to go to this video. Is this the same one? That's the same one. I don't want this video. I want the other video. Sorry, got a lot of videos. Those are mostly. Um, let's go ahead and do that. I was supposed to do this a while ago anyway. Okay, where you at? Where you at? See, got the entire X-Men, the cartoon, the animated series, season 1 through 5, 12.9 gigabytes. Why are you telling us that? Just want y'all to know that I got some stuff. None of y'all care about that, but I do. This is part 3. So let's pull up part 3. What I'm going to do, I made a boo-boo. Boo-boo. Ah, Yogi, how's about a picnic basket? Let's do this. I got to go back to this. Okay. Let's see. We're going to start 30-day trial. I'm going to have to reset this. Might as well do it now. We're going to continue. See, it gives me that error. And so I can't get around that error. And I don't want to say error like Bush. Error, you know, or the other words that he used to mutilate. I mean, he has the nerve to talk about Trump. Lord have mercy. What is this world coming through? Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, that video did not have audio. As I tried to tell many of you, here is the problem. Every single time I've tried to put this information out on the web, it just didn't work. And so every single, see, as you can see, there's the audio at the beginning. But once I start doing the video, no audio. Okay? It has the audio at the beginning, then there is no audio. So let's see if we can talk about what we were talking about in this video. And we're just going to speed it up because there is no reason. See? But you don't hear me talking. Okay? You don't hear no talking. You just hear that music in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about the birth certificate. You see, this says for the child, this child. Okay? And do you notice it says name of the child? I called them up because I needed to find out what these numbers were. You see, and they don't know. As you saw just a second ago, let's show it again. No, not there. Not there. Right there. You see that 24, 26? We needed to know what those numbers were for. Okay? And the only thing we find out is 24, 26. The only number it comes close to is this one on the document. But we find out that he didn't withhold his name. All this time we thought it was my father withholding his name. No, it was them saying that they did not want to put his name down. Oh well, life goes on, huh? All right, let's let that continue to play. And come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, What most of you don't know, everybody's been doing the name change thing. We've been telling people, what the y'all doing? Y'all don't have to do the name change. There's already a system, a procedure in play. And everybody else is coming up with these ideas. Quit coming up with your ideas, ladies and gentlemen. You know the Minnesota Court Rule 220? Well, you know how you have to do an affidavit saying that all the information on the birth certificate is what it is and that you are who you are? Well, take a look. This is the affidavit of Minnesota Court Rule 220, but this is not for Minnesota. Guess who this is for? This is for Cali. Cali! Okay? So since this is for Khalifa, and it is for Khalifa, I got to make sure my mouth is, let's make sure, there we go. You see, I got to make sure it was still moving. All right, now this is for Cali. And you see it has for birth. And so you can amend the birth record. So what we are telling people is just go ahead and amend the record so it's no longer for a child when you come of age. This amendment becomes an actual part of the official record. Okay? Every state has this. So just put affidavit to amend birth record in Google for your state and pull it up. See? Statement of corrections to birth record. All right? And you don't, I want it in all uppercase. I want mine in lower uppercase. I want mine in, people, please stop with all the ignorance. It ain't like that. You ain't got to go through all of that stupidity. Just tell them you want the birth certificate to reflect that it's for an adult. Because I have attained the age of majority. Okay? And as always, put a line through penalty of perjury. The under penalty of perjury. Just put a line through that. Under penalty of perjury, this is a statute. A federal statute. A state statute. That's why they want you to do it under the statute of perjury. You don't want to do it under the penalty of perjury. So you just want to, as an adult, say, hey guys, I appreciate your statute, but that book don't apply to me. I'm an adult. And my word is my bond. When I say something, that's the way it is. Now, here's the thing. I was talking to Comcast this morning, and Comcast has been calling me, and Comcast has been calling me. I mean, they've been calling me relentlessly. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been sending them the voicemail because they've been calling me on Saturday. They've been calling me on Sunday. They've been calling me in the evening. They've been calling me in the morning. What the? Comcast? So I called them up this morning. I said, hey, I didn't give y'all permission to call me whenever y'all feel like it. Oh, he said, sir, you're a customer. As long as you're a customer, EPMD? I ain't EPMD. You're a customer. Anyway, I said, listen here, son. I'm no longer a customer. I've canceled your services. Okay? So, no, you don't get to call me whenever you... No, sir, as long as you're a customer, we can call you anytime we want. Really? Excuse me, son. When did I give you permission to do that? So I told him, this is what you need to note for the record. That I've canceled the service, and that you were to cease and desist. And before I could say desist, he hung up on me. So I called back and I asked to speak to a supervisor. And the lady was asking me. She said, sir, I need your address for the account. So I gave her the address for the account. She said, sir, no, I need the complete address. I said, oh no, we're not going to play that game. That I got to say the entire address to you to verify this account? Oh no, we're not going to play that game. That's way too many words. No, you want verification, you better give me something better. So she said, sir, I still need the zip code. I said, did I not just tell you no? I said, woman, my son is 26 years old. I'm a grown man. When I say no, that means no, and you don't get to overrule that. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what I was suggesting that people do is when they sign a document, do so under the fact that you are an honorable person and that your word is your word. Your yes is your yes and your no is your no. Because to go beyond that is, as somebody said, from the wicked one. So it is not necessary for me to sit up here and to do something under penalty of perjury. If I sign it, I'm an honest person. I'm not a criminal, not a thief, not a child, not a moron, not an incompetent person, not an infant. I'm signing this as an adult. I don't need to keep saying every single time, signed as an adult. You correct the original record. The birth certificate is associated with every document. Birth certificate is associated with the Social Security card. You cannot get a Social Security card without a birth certificate. You cannot get a Social Security card without a birth certificate. So correct the birth record, people. I know nobody else has talked about this. Go ahead and take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody else has talked about this. Okay? No one. But the reason why we are talking about it, I was gonna make this a SATCOM only issue, where we only kept this within SATCOM and its members. But I had an agreement with them, and per our agreement, this information is made available to all of you. This is not information somebody found for me. This is information I had already told people about. I told everybody that the birth certificate is proof of ownership of property. It's a certificate. So what I'm telling all of you, once you do this, you want to contact your post office. You want to get at least 7 change of address forms. You want to get the form. You don't want to go online. Okay, online will just take too long. It's too cumbersome. Just get the form. Take pictures of it after you fill it out. You want to send a change of address form to your county recorder's office. You want to send a change of address form to the Social Security Administration. You want to send a change of address form to the Secretary of State's office of Vital Statistics. In other words, the Vital Statistics office at the state capitol. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand? Let's go back and show it to you, and then we'll come back to this part right here. Come on, need the bottom. This part, nope, not that part. This part, nope, gotta go back. Oh, come on now. I'm looking for the bottom of this document. Had it a moment ago. So we're gonna have to go back here, back there, back there. Why don't you just go take? Because this is me doing this, so you mind your own business. Well, it is my business. I'm watching the video. Then tell you what, don't watch it no more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your birth certificate is signed by 3 different people: your mother, the doctor, and the county registrar. Okay, 3 different people. Because it is signed by 3 different people, you have to send it. Notice a change of address. I suggest you send it to the hospital. Then I suggest you send notice of change of address. And in your name, whatever name was on the birth certificate, do a notice of change of address. This document is showing how on the amended birth certificate, you get to enclose the fees and all of that stuff, and it's showing you that you get to fill it in. It's a PDF from the internet. Okay? Did this some time ago, ladies and gentlemen. But you cannot make any alterations, so no mistakes. That's why you want to type it in here, because they don't like alterations. Okay? And this document doesn't require a notary, but your affidavit does require a notary. So just be prepared for that. We told you all about getting your jurats done in advance. So when you take a document to a notary, you want to have at least 7 or 8 copies. Let the notary notarize all 8 copies. And then you just make the jurat the final page, a separate page all by itself. So you can use that jurat that's an original, because you got 9 different copies. You want to use that jurat for all of your paperwork that you need jurats for, and then you want to repeat the same thing when you run out of those jurats. Because remember, the jurat these days only signify that you are the person signing the document, and you've given verification of that. That's all the jurat does now. Well, technically, when it has the disclaimer, that California disclaimer, without the California disclaimer, then it's a lot more than that. A lot more, just a little bit more. Okay. And again, this document is self-explanatory. But what do I put on this line? What do I put on? Stop calling me and asking me that. Stop emailing me and asking me what you do next. Okay, I'm not there to do that. I'm not your tutor. You want a tutor? Then you better go and get some help from somebody else, because I'm not your tutor. Okay? I only tutor people in one thing, and that's scripture. And none of you qualify for my tutorship in scripture. Sorry, you just don't qualify. After you've taken care of the amendment of the birth certificate to where it documents that you're an adult, you now take that and you fill out what's called an SS5 form, Social Security Administration form. This SS5 form, remember, this is for a child. So this amendment, now you are applying for a Social Security account for an original card for an adult, not a replacement, because the adult has never gotten a card before. You're not going to change or correct information on a Social Security number because the previous Social Security number was for a child, and you're not doing this for a child. This Social Security application is 5 pages long. The instructions are clear. They are not convoluted at all. So let's see if we can go forward. Now, original Social Security card. To apply for an original card, you must provide at least 2 documents proving age, identity, and U.S. citizenship. Your birth certificate does that. Okay? 2 documents. One being your birth certificate, the other being an ID. Doesn't matter. If you are not a U.S. citizen and do not have a DHS authorization, do not worry about whether or not you're a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is a minor. Look, it says right here, note if you are age 12 or older and have never received a Social Security number, you must apply in person. So if you are above the age of majority and you have not received a Social Security number for that age of majority individual, then you must go in person. Okay? So go in person. Apply for your Social Security. All right? Get yours. You get your eats. Now, changing information on your Social Security, we don't care about this. Okay? We don't care about this information because we're not doing that. Uh-oh. Let me get rid of that. It says this one. Whew. All right. Let's go back here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Did a lot of talking here because I was explaining everything. Okay? For example, you may provide a birth certificate that shows your correct date of birth, a document supporting the name change. This is what the rest of you guys are doing. But however, this will only get you the same birth certificate. We don't care about the same birth certificate because we're not doing it for a child. The previous the Social Security card. The previous Social Security card was for a child. We do not want to say, oh no, I'm doing this for an adult. I'm not doing this for a child. We don't want it. We don't need to get specific. Have you ever received a Social Security card before? No, not as an adult. How do we know that that's what it says? Well, notice this. We're not worried about. We're going to do all of that. 6 or 7 is voluntary. You don't have to do 6 or 7. 9B and 10B are voluntary. The only time you need to fill in your parent's Social Security number is if you are under the age of 18, because that means you're a minor. Okay? Okay? That's the only time you need to fill out 9A, 9B if you are a minor. It tells you right there, if you're applying for original Social Security card for a child under 18. Now notice this. Have you guys ever paid attention to that? It says for a child under the age of 18. Do you know that they do recognize that children can be above the age of 18? How many children do you have? Because this is their word. Child. Okay. Now, if the date of birth shown in item number 4 is different from the date of birth currently shown in your 13 is NA 16. Now, it says show the address where you want to receive the card. That's simple. Okay? It says, and you, who can sign the application? You, self. All right? And we don't submit applications, but we ignore that word. Okay? Because we're not going to be submitting anything. And see, right here, I got rid of that under penalty of perjury. See? Gone. And I put in my own words. Let's skip to my words. Come on now. Get to my words. Oh, I guess I done skipped that. Oh, I haven't done that. I didn't put my words in on here. So let's show you the beginning of the document. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. It says name to be shown on card. So put the name of the adult. You don't put as an adult, and you don't put upper lowercase. A gentleman got a court order, and the court ordered that his name be changed to upper lowercase. Now, I'm going to say it like it is because nobody listens to me. Everybody thinks that they can do whatever they want to do. I told him that he had to do the amendment to the birth certificate after he got the name change. He thought better because he'd been listening to these other people tell him about the name change and what he needed to do for the name change. And I told him the name change was not necessary, but if he was going to do the name change, he would still have to do the amendment of the birth certificate. He didn't listen to me. So he took his name change, went down to Social Security Administration, did not fill out a new application, and so they reissued him Social Security card with the name in upper lowercase. And if you listen to the guys dealing with the name change, they'll think that that's something was accomplished. No, because he still has the same Social Security number, which is for a minor. We want to take that minor account and associate it with the primary account. The primary account will be the one for the adult. Okay? So now he has to go and do the amendment, and then he has to go and do the SS5 form and fill out the SS5 form because he's applying for an original card. How do I know about this? Because I already did it in 1990. I just did it backwards, ladies and gentlemen, and I never got on them to correct it because I wasn't sure of what I had missed. It was only until about 7 months ago that I realized that I had done it backwards. But because I've been so busy doing all this other stuff for everybody else, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. As I kept telling everybody that I'm not going to be able to do this for too much longer because, and those of you who want to offer, well, you need to try this, and this works, and then such and such is doing this, and have you tried this? I'm going to tell you I appreciate it. Normally I tell you to shut up and stay up out of my business, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to tell you I appreciate it, but we're beyond that right now. A lot of stress and a lot of helping a lot of people and a lot of worrying about a lot of people. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the point that nobody seems to be getting. Muscular dystrophy is a weakening of the muscles. The entire night, last night, I am waking up because I can't breathe. And I mean literally, can't breathe. Take in a breath and I can inhale only to realize I can't inhale. That's been happening most of my life. From time to time, we thought it was a panic attack. We knew it wasn't asthma. It is just a weakening of the muscles. I am at about 6,000 feet elevation, but I promise you that's not the issue because I was having the same breathing problems when I went to New York. Same breathing problems when I was in LA, when I was in Missouri, or Missouri, excuse me, Missouri. As a matter of fact, what state was it? There was a state that I went through that I was thoroughly impressed with, and I can't think of the name of that state right now. I was thoroughly impressed with how that state was run and how their, oh, it was Ohio, but it wasn't Cleveland. It was, dang it, Dayton, Ohio. I was actually impressed with Dayton, Ohio. I like Dayton, Ohio. I like their bus system. I like their electric bus system as well. I thought that was unique. But getting back to everything, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't matter the elevation. I was still having the same breathing problems. Eventually, I know I'm going to be carrying around oxygen. You guys seen those people with oxygen? Okay. Eventually, I know that that's where I'm going to be. And primarily the progression, the hastening of this disease is as a result of my doing what I do, helping people. I've had some people question the fact that I'm a dictator. Fine, I am a dictator. Guess what? The God I serve is a dictator too. You see, he doesn't waver. He tells you, you must do this. And if you don't do it, there are consequences. So he's a dictator. You see, we tend to think words are bad. No, in the English language, certain words have bad connotations. But the fact is, people want to accuse me of all kind of stupid things when the facts are the facts. I have not seen anybody go out of their way to help people when they don't have an obligation to do that. Well, technically, I have to help my neighbor, but now it's time for me to help myself. That's why the seminar I just did, the mini micro seminar in New York that I just did, bringing out the same information, is the final one that I will be doing. I will be doing no more seminars from this point forward. Okay? Sorry, health can't take it. All right, let's get back to the name on this document. It's for an adult. So the person in number one, now notice, you see, to be shown on the card. You see how small that is? Now see, full name at birth. See how that's larger font, bigger than this? So that's letting you know they just want the information that's on the birth certificate. Now they want the name to be shown on the card. So if you want to do it upper lowercase, do it upper lowercase. And then put a little notation, upper lowercase. Okay? Don't put down here all caps, please. Full name at birth. Okay? Just put that in there. Other name used, put your nickname. If your name is Michael, put Mike. Okay? Just that simple. If there are no other names used, put NA, not applicable. Social Security number previously assigned to the person in item number one. Well, the person in item number one is an adult. He's never been signed a Social Security number. So 000000000 or XXXXXXXX. Okay? Place of birth, exactly what it says on the birth certificate. Date of birth, exactly what it says on the birth certificate. Okay? Now let's go a little bit further down. All right. Went too far. You don't want to take it too far, dude. There is item number 12 says, and see, I don't see item number 12, so we're going to have to go further this way. Let's go. Uh-oh, I got rid of it. I didn't do item number 12. Okay, ethnicity. It says your response is voluntary, so you don't have to do this. Race. Your response is voluntary, so you don't have to do this. But as you see, I put American Indian. Do you know why I put American Indian? Oh, and this one says citizenship. I believe, my belief is U.S. citizens as minors. So I put other. Okay, just that simple. I put other because it gives you that option. Okay? It gives you that option. So I put other. I don't put legal alien resident, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Allowed to work. I don't do any of that. There ain't nothing, there's no reason. People say, well, I want to put white. I want to put African American. I want to, you do whatever you want. It says it's voluntary. Sex. This is not a transgender thing, people. So you put male or female. Okay? If you're confused, that's your problem. Then it asks for your mother's name. And this is where it says for the social security number. That's why you click unknown. Okay? I'm going to see if it's going to show me number 12. Yeah, I went up. I don't want to go up. I want to go down. And nope, back. That's number 9. 13. Item number 12 is going to let you know that if the answer to this is no, skip, or I don't know, skip down to number 14. Okay, so NA, 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 and number 14, today's date, and the daytime phone number, and the address where they can mail your junk back to you within 7 business days. Your signature and your relationship is self. Okay? That's it, ladies and gentlemen. You get your social security number as an adult. They're going to interview you. They're going to call you back to speak to somebody. That's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not lying. You're not cheating. You've never had a social security number as an adult. You don't ever have to tell this to them unless they make it an issue and say, per the Age of Majority Act, I have the right to do this. Unless you can show me something that says I don't have the right to do this. And of course, we know that they can't. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what that third video was about. And so I'm just going to replace it by renaming it the same name as that other video. Well, what do we do after we do that? Ladies and gentlemen, most of you just want to know just to be knowing. In other words, you want something for nothing. Many of you are not doing research, you're just filling out documents. I cannot penalize you for that, although I would like to penalize you for ignorance, because that's all it is ignorance. But I'm not going to do that for you. After that, you take your new social security number, that is for an adult, and you go and you set up a bank account for an adult. After you set up the bank account, then you go and set up your Treasury Direct account. Okay? Because now it's documented that you are an adult. Okay? Do you need to send anything to any other offices, any other agencies? No. Because remember, everything is associated with the birth certificate. Everything. You can't get a social security card without a birth certificate. You can't get a driver's license without a birth certificate. Now you can go and get an ID card in that new name where you're listed as an adult, and you insist that the Department of Motor Vehicles or whoever is issuing the ID document the fact that you are an adult, that you are no longer a minor, that you have attained the age of majority. That's it. Do you need a court order for that? No. But if you have to go get one, you can. By the way, we show you the video about the petitioning for the removal of minors' disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, the only time you have to do a petition for the removal of minors' disabilities is if you're a minor. But if you're an adult, you don't have to petition for the removal of minors' disabilities. You don't have to petition for emancipation. If you're an adult, you don't have to do that. You just have to let them know, I've attained the age of majority. You just have to do the affidavit. Go back and look at Minnesota Court Rule 220 and just use that as a foundational principle. Just that simple. All right, I want to thank you for allowing me to come to all of you this day and give this information. And my hope is to have this video up within the next 2 days. Got to go to a Wi-Fi hotspot to do it. So my hope is to have this video up in the next 2 days. So what I have to do is I send it to someone because I don't feel like going to the Wi-Fi hotspot. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get some rest. So while I shut up, I'm going to tell all of you, I do hope that this information has proved helpful. And I'm going to ask that you have a good day, good night, good life, whatever it is, may it be good. Goodbye.